The most lucrative margins in the localization industry are no longer found in translating basic consumer web copy. They are hiding deep inside highly specialized, heavily regulated vertical markets. From Deutsche Telekom and NVIDIA stress testing industrial digital twins at Hannover Messe 2026 to ZJK Industrial's massive AI supply chain migration into Vietnam, and even historic e-discovery lawsuits in Australia handled by Slater and Gordon, the demand for complex, deeply accurate multilingual translation workflows is exploding. The global macroeconomic decoupling is creating an absolute tsunami of hidden localization volume. You found your essential industry intel at locanuku.com, localization news you can use. This bridge to the physical world is expanding rapidly into heavy industry. Look at what happened at Hannover Messe 2026. NVIDIA was there heavily showcasing their industrial AI clouds and large-scale digital twins developed in partnership with Deutsche Telekom. If we want to talk about massive secondary localization demand, we have to talk about digital twins. What is a digital twin actually doing in an industrial context? It is a completely simulated, mirror universe version of a physical factory. Before an enterprise pours a single yard of concrete or bolts a robotic arm to the floor, they build the entire facility in a massive 3D physics simulation to test supply chain logistics, thermodynamics, and human foot traffic. Here is the crucial localization component. Every single safety protocol, diagnostic error code, and piece of predictive maintenance data must be fully localized, integrated, and stress tested inside that digital simulation before the real-world factory ever powers on. If the factory is going to be built in Germany, the digital twin has to operate, report, and simulate human interaction in the native dialect of the local management layer and engineering workforce. It's not just translating a user manual at the end of the line. It's localizing the entire operational nervous system of a physical plant. This ties directly into the other major industrial news. ZJK Industrial, the massive precision manufacturer, just announced a strategic shift to a full life-cycle localized operational model at their Yen Mai Industrial Park facility in Vietnam. They are focusing heavily on localized research and development and local compliance for AI and electric vehicle supply chains. This is the macroeconomic decoupling effect playing out in real time. As global supply chains physically pack up and migrate into Southeast Asia, it creates an absolute tsunami of localization demand. When ZJK Industrial moves an R&D operation to Vietnam, they don't just need a software UI translated. They need deep, highly technical metallurgical translation for local engineering teams. They need safety standards aggressively localized to pass Vietnamese regional audits, and highly complex multilingual workforce training regimens culturally adapted to the local labor market. This is the physical expansion of our industry, and that expansion is happening in highly specialized niche vertical markets that usually fly completely under the radar. The Caribbean National Weekly covered the AFUE Gala, a major event bringing together heavy hitters like Jamaica's Prime Minister Andrew Holness and top-tier tech executives like Jackie Wright. Concurrently, Mirage News reported that the huge international law firm Slater and Gordon initiated historic, large-scale legal proceedings against the state of New South Wales in Australia. On the surface, an educational gala in the Caribbean and a class action lawsuit in Australia seem disconnected, but they both represent the hidden high-margin volume driving the localization industry right now. These events signal deep market maturation in specialized sectors. The Caribbean is rapidly modernizing its digital and educational infrastructure, demanding incredibly deep localization of e-learning platforms, government communications, and digital literacy tools. Emerging markets are demanding localized platforms that reflect their specific regional and cultural realities. When we pivot to the APAC region and look at a firm like Slater and Gordon launching a massive legal proceeding, the localization implications are staggering. A class action lawsuit of that magnitude generates a colossal amount of high-security e-discovery. You're dealing with decades of archival records, multilingual witness testimonies, and internal state communications, all requiring certified, highly secure, deeply accurate translation workflows. The high margins in this industry are no longer found in translating basic consumer web copy. They are hiding in the complex, the heavily regulated, and the highly secure verticals. The high-margin frontier is shifting into complex legal and industrial supply chains. For more deep market analysis on these exact verticals, check out the resources at locanuq.com.